We've tackled mirrors in space, but let's try something truly utopian. What if all pathogens, viruses,
Imagine a single second where every organism capable of causing human, animal, or plant disease simply ceased to exist. The news breaks. Cancer wards empty. Polio, malaria, HIV, all bacterial infections gone.
The immediate global relief is enormous. Human life expectancy instantly jumps by perhaps 30 to 50 years on average. Pharmaceutical stocks crash, a necessary casualty. The entire infectious disease research sector instantly finds itself without a subject. However, this utopia is a setup. Absurdly analyzed suggests that our first problem is not dying, but living too long. The death rate plummets dramatically worldwide. Current birth rates push the global population toward 10 billion within mere decades. This sudden, unchecked population growth creates impossible strain on all existing housing, food, and social infrastructure. Next, the immune system. It loses its primary constant job, leading to an immediate and rapid biological atrophy across humanity. This atrophy means our body's defense mechanism is now dangerously underemployed. Idle soldiers often seek targets closer to home. Autoimmune disorders emerge, not fighting germs, but attacking healthy tissues due to the immune system's profound boredom and lack of purpose.
The immediate health crisis is therefore not infectious, but internal and systemic, a bizarre consequence of perfect health.
Doctors shift from treating infection to becoming hyper-specialized gerontologists, managing a population that only succumbs to trauma or age.
The definition of old age itself shifts. People in their 80s are now considered merely middle-aged in this long-life paradigm. Society must fundamentally redefine retirement age and pension systems, pushing them past 100 years to prevent total bankruptcy.
The real chaos begins with the ecosystem. Pathogens are not just disease, they are fundamental, vital cogs in the planetary machine.
Let's start with the ocean. The marine food web heavily relies on viruses, like cyanophages, to control microbial populations. Without these viruses, certain cyanobacteria populations explode, quickly suffocating vast areas of the ocean. And on land, the same principle applies. Pathogens regulate plant populations. They kill the weak, ensuring
Without natural diseases, specific dominant plant species overgrow rapidly, outcompeting others and leading to a collapse of delicate ecosystems.
This also causes massive deforestation. Trees live much longer, increasing wood density, but
the entire planet's ecological stability relies on this precise, morbid balance of life and death, growth and decay. Now, the most disastrous effect, nitrogen fixation. This crucial process is performed entirely by soil bacteria.
These bacteria convert atmospheric nitrogen into usable nitrates and nitrites, the primary food source for most plant life. No bacteria, no usable nitrogen. All modern agriculture collapses within months. Plants die.
Even if we genetically engineer plants to fix nitrogen, the soil itself loses its biological structure, rendering it lifeless dust.
The global food supply is immediately halved, then quartered, leading to a famine of unparalleled scale.
The cities become giant, preserved wastelands. The bacteria crucial for decomposition and breaking down waste disappear completely. Human, animal, and industrial waste simply piles up, refusing to rot or break down in sewage treatment centers and landfills.
Waste management systems fail globally, leading to mountains of eternally preserved organic matter accumulating in every city center. Water purification, which relies on bacteria to break down organic contaminants, stops working, polluting clean water sources rapidly.
The world's largest public health problem is no longer germs, but chemical poisoning and ecological suffocation.
Pathogens are not only disease agents, they are the planet's decomposers, recyclers, and population control agents. We killed the cleaning crew. The result is a total systemic failure. Perfect health for humans, terminal sickness for the Earth.
Society faces a profound ethical shift. The value of human life, already high, becomes immeasurable due to its permanence. This creates an extreme, pervasive fear of accident mortality. Since only trauma can kill you, every risk is existential. Traffic laws become impossibly stringent. Nobody accepts the small statistical risk of being the final freak fatality in a zero-disease world. The pressure on engineers and manufacturers is extreme. Their work is no longer about function. It's about achieving theoretical zero-risk design. Imagine building a bridge that must withstand a 10,000-year storm, knowing failure means condemning thousands to a pointless, avoidable death.
Social stagnation sets in. Older generals never leave positions of power, knowledge, and wealth. Innovation slows. Why risk a bold, potentially life-altering career change or invention when your current, safe role guarantees perpetuity?
The lack of natural generational turnover creates immense cultural and political rigidity, making global adaptation nearly impossible. Art and philosophy flourish. Since basic survival is guaranteed, humanity turns inward to define the meaning of endless life.
The focus of human conflict shifts entirely from land and resources to access and meaning.
The concept of inheritance changes. Since parents never die, wealth and property are perpetually locked up, leading to deep social resentment.
Governments must implement radical, controversial policies, such as mandatory, temporary term limits for life in positions of power.
The ultimate social paradox. We achieved immortality, only to paralyze our ability to change, grow, or evolve. Funerals cease. Birthdays become less celebrated because they are just one day in an increasingly tedious, endless sequence.
The human brain, designed for finite purpose, struggles with infinite existence. The world effectively becomes a giant, high-tech nursing home, perpetually aging and struggling to sustain its numbers. The entire human story, the struggle against mortality, is over. What narrative replaces it? Boredom, perhaps. We might start craving controlled risk. Highly regulated, extremely dangerous sports designed purely to enjoy.
The simple act of saying goodbye vanishes. Every departure is now temporary, stripping relationships of their depth and urgency. Love itself changes. An eternal commitment loses its poetic weight when it's literally, biologically mandated.
Let's get technical again. Consider the effect on viruses used in gene therapy. These beneficial tools are now also gone.
Medical science loses crucial microscopic tools. The cure for certain genetic diseases vanishes along with the infectious pathogens. Evolution itself slows down. The primary engine of biological change, the constant war against pathogens, is entirely shut off.
The planet freezes in time, biologically. Humans stop evolving entirely, locked into their current, flawed yet health state. Now, the final, subtle physics problem. Atmospheric composition. The disappearance of microbes slightly affects global cloud formation.
Though minor, this change shifts global rainfall patterns, compounding the agricultural disaster already caused by nitrogen failure. The sheer mass of the vanished organisms is negligible compared to the Earth, so the orbit is fine, unlike the mirror scenario. However, the sheer mass of accumulated, undecomposed waste eventually becomes a factor, slightly raising the land level in major cities. The Empire State Building is eventually dwarfed by the massive, solid, undecomposed waste piles surrounding it.
The global average albedo changes as green spaces die and are replaced by dust and mountains of preserved matter. This further destabilizes global temperatures, creating a hostile feedback loop.
We are forced to invent new, non-biological synthetic decomposers, complex, microscopic nanobots, to break down waste chemically.
This requires a massive industrial effort, redirecting all global resources toward building a synthetic waste disposal army.
The energy required for this nanobot army strains the power grid, redirecting energy away from the needs of the immortal, aging population.
The solution to one problem immediately creates two new, existential problems.
The absurdity. Humanity is now living perfectly healthy, immortal lives on a planet that is literally suffocating under its own waste. We achieved the utopian dream of health by accidentally destroying the environmental mechanisms that make that health possible.
The final truth. Our existence is inherently dependent on the death and decay of millions of microscopic organisms we spend our lives fighting.
The paradox is complete. Perfect health caused planetary sickness. We exchanged the brutal, quick death of disease
for the slow, drawn-out agony of ecological suffocation and social paralysis.
The whole experiment proves that nature is the ultimate engineer, and our interventions, even the benevolent ones, are disastrous. The final, dark conclusion. Disease. But hey, at least you won't need to get your flu shot next year. Small wins, right? Subscribe to Absurdly Analyzed for more scientific deep dives into chaos. We analyze the impossible so you don't have to face the consequences. Tell us in the comments, what would be the first thing to decompose if bacteria vanished? Hint, It's your lunch. We make the absurd logical.
Don't forget to like this video, or the only thing that will decompose is your social standing.